Is September 9th, 2022. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. I'm doing better now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing better now?
It's not been a good week.
Yeah,
man.
you've had a few struggles.
So, I play the bass.
Mm-hmm.
And,
guitar, yeah.
and I took my bass into the shop today to, or not today, but this week, to get it set up. And that means getting the fretboard straight, putting new strings on it, so it sounds cleaner, because after a while,
they stretch out.
You start sounding flat.
Yeah.
So you have to get it set up every once in a while.
Okay.
So I got it set up, and when I got it back, my first fret one, predominantly on the E string, rattled, man. It sounded like a baby toy. I didn't get that good clean doom, right?
It's not, yeah.
So I brought it back, and they're like, "Oh, your neck is warped." I'm like, "Well, why the hell didn't you tell me that when I brought it in to get it set up instead of taking my money for something that you couldn't fix?"
Right. Okay. They didn't tell you that originally at all.
No,
That's
not until I brought it back.
That's annoying. Okay.
Man, so it's just like They won't
see your
so
service
hot
no more,
under the
I'm
collar
sure.
over that issue, man.
That's annoying. I'm sorry, man. That's really tough. I know you love your bass. Well, I hope at some point you're able to get it, maintained.
Honestly, I think I'm going to play Pete Townsend with that one and smack it up against the wall or something. That's about all it's good
Get it
for
on
now.
recording. It's a cool thing to do.
My first guitar, wham,
boom. I mean, that sucks, man. You
my
put your heart and
first
soul in
bass
that.
anyway.
Yeah.
So
I know you practice throughout the week, so that's really rough. I'm sorry.
I can still practice with it. I just have to do my best to ignore the sound. But I'm in the market now for a new bass. I've been looking.
Well, hopefully you get a good one. Really nice, colorful, right? I can see you rocking something really bright.
I looked at a couple today, and one was like an Arctic blue, man.
Ooh, very cool. Okay.
So I'm like, that one looks pretty good.
All right. I can see it. Well, now, I can go with my week real quick. It's been a really good, easy week. Work went by real fast, even though I worked on Monday.
On Labor Day.
Yeah, on Labor Day. RIP. But it's honestly, it's been a good week so far. I'm ready to get home and have pizza with my family and kind of have an easy weekend.
So why did you have to work on Labor Day?
I had to work on Labor Day because what I do is we service the Pacific Northwest area, and my area was open due to the fact that British Columbia guys were included.
So Canada does not celebrate Labor Day?
No, they don't celebrate Labor Day out there. Even though they have their own other holiday, they were open, I think that's how it went. I can't quite remember. But yeah, we had our own, we had to work on Monday because, British Columbia was open. But there were other places, I guess, that were too. So, yeah. Anyways, it is what it is. Money's money. Time and, actually, I think they doubled my time.
At least you work from home.
They doubled my time.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways.
Just thought I'd find that weird.
Right. It was a little weird, but it is what it is. It's kind of how I look at it. More money. For the fam.
So before we go any farther,
exactly what I wanted to hop into, our strain of the day.
We are smoking some Leroy OG.
Awesome. That sounds it tastes really good.
It really does,
really cool.
Man. It's like, an herb you want to put on some roasted chicken or something, man. It tastes that good.
Honestly, it reminds me of what I'm going to be doing today, playing World of Warcraft Wrath of Lich with my girlfriend.
Nice.
We're resubscribing today just so we can get back, and I can teach her the ways of. We're going back to Wrath, but she's doing it for the first time, so it's the whole experience for her. So
nice.
I'm excited.
Well,
honestly.
Speaking of subscribing,
hit that like button.
Hit that subscribe button. Help us. We'd like to get to at least 100 followers. So please hit that subscribe button and that like button, and hit that notification bell so you're notified when we put out new content.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to let's hit the elephant in the room real quick. Just throw this one out of the way. Let's get right into this conversation. Rest in peace, the Queen. She did pass.
Yes.
Yesterday. day before the show. We couldn't really go live for it.
Yeah.
But we do want to talk about that real quick, because this kind of, we have different emotions for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the world mourns over a world leader passing.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
And I give her hats off to, the longest, I would say, rule, quote unquote.
She's been
ever.
the longest monarch in the history of Great Britain.
The professional way to say it. That's exactly where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yes, hats off, bow to, but also, like, there are some yays and nays to her rule as well, so it's like...
Well, let's take it to the beginning.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so at the age of 16 in 1940, when Hitler had already taken France, Great Britain, that island, was standing alone against Hitler and the Axis army. Mm-hmm. She was thrust into the spotlight as a child, you know, and having to take on that national role of being that
ruler in
that speaker.
Yeah.
And so in 1952, just 12 years later, she takes the monarch, she takes the throne, the crown, and has had it since yesterday.
Yeah.
And look what she ruled over during that time.
I mean,
she presided during the Korean conflict, during Vietnam.
That's exactly what I was going to get.
You know,
multiple wars.
The Falkland Islands, and the United States and Great Britain, with the exception of the Falkland Islands, we were lockstep in one another in every single conflict.
Yeah.
Iraq, Afghanistan. You know, you couldn't have one without the other.
Yeah, and they're absolute allies, yes. Definitely to us in multiple situations. It's just like, there's a lot of mixed emotion, I guess, about it, because it's really like, it's not that I don't want to say anything disrespectful, but like, I don't have much feeling towards it, you know? Like,
she wasn't my ruler.
Yes, exactly.
I respect what she did, but on the negative side, at least from my point of view on the negative side, remember, when we started our country, we were a colony over here under Great Britain's rule.
Yep, and then
and there are still colonies out there today under British rule, under the British thumb, where you have to pay taxes to something just because they say we rule over you, and it goes to support what we want to do. Like England has a national church, the Anglican Church. So if I lived in a British colony, and let's say I was pagan, they would still come take my money to support the Anglican Church. Gotcha. Which is why we have separation of church and state now in this country.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left, of course, because, you know, we just didn't want to be ruled by a king anymore, or ruled by rulers. So, you know,
we want to
we're American
ourselves.
now. Yeah, I mean, I'm in America. It's more just like, that's kind of the take on it.
So that was 1776. Right. Now we're in 2022, and Great Britain has still been doing the same shit. They just had to leave us alone.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, it's like, in my opinion, you know, you take the good with the bad, but hell, when you wear the crown for 70 years, you're a human being. You're gonna make some good decisions. You're gonna make some bad decisions.
Exactly, especially throughout that long of rule, you're not gonna be picture perfect the whole time. Yes, and I give, again, hats off to the achievements that she's been throughout her rule.
But one thing I really do like that was started under her rule, because a monarchy is just a fancy way of saying dictator.
Yep.
I'm the king, I'm the queen, do as I say.
Do as I say, yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, the consequences may not be as harsh, you know, under the queen as under a dictator,
right.
But you never know.
You never know.
So, under Queen Elizabeth II, Parliament was founded, where Parliament governed the country, and the monarch acted like the tiebreaker, you know, the voice to say, okay, I'll allow this, yes, we can do this, kind of a thing. And I'm, you know, just kind of paraphrasing, because I'm not, you know, a scholar on British government.
Right.
But that's kind of like why British has a parliament now, and why they have a prime minister who rules and governs, and, you know, parliament makes laws. And the queen she like approves who the prime minister is going to be. Gotcha. You know, that kind of stuff. Ceremonial stuff. You know, you want to make someone a knight, you go before the queen.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. No, it's just like, yeah. I mean, again, it's sad that someone dies. Yes, it's a sad thing, but more just like, is it? Yeah, it's just kind of like, we wanted to make sure we gave a shout out and talk about it, but it's Yeah.
So, I mean, your thoughts, leave them in the comments section. I hope we've been respectful anyway.
And I don't want to talk bad and down about it, but like it's like yes, it's not something that I'm mourning about, like per se when like somebody close to me passed, but like it's really just. It's something honorable. I feel like we needed to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
And just need to talk about her rule. And yes, there are different, opinions on her rule, and people have had different reactions online all over the place about just the her passing. But it's more just like we need to talk about it. Make sure here at Uncle we're still in tune with what's going on, and like we're moving on to our show, our next topic.
Yeah.
Segue.
Definitely.
This stuff is great.
Dr. Disrespect.
This is so good. Yes, I want to talk about it. Okay, so this one's got me jazzed. So it's a left field conversation, but we're talking about gaming. And Dr. Disrespect is one of these iconic images in the gaming world, and he was one of the first players in NBA 2K, which came out like hours ago, to hit overall 99 on his character. And they even gave him like a shout out online about it too. But it's a win for gamers, but a win for gamers in another aspect as well. The whole social gaming and like hierarchy that happens, like it's kind of like a high school, like kind of how I want to talk about it. Like there's the sport game players, there's the furry fuzzy game players, there's the blood gore and zombie game players, and there's all the other different. But there's these social like boundaries and weirdness to it in the world that yes, there's the sport gamers, and those guys play on console all the time, and yeah, we are over here on our computers over here. It's a weird social thing, but those guys, the sport world guys, are not reacting to it in a positive light. They're upset because he needs to get a life and get some hoes when he's a married man and stuff. So it's just another win for gamers that one, yes, we made another part of the gaming community salty, but also like it's a double win for him because he's smiling about it and he's dominating online, man. He's playing so good.
Basically, what you're saying is there's just haters out there.
They're just hating because he's a gamer and his thing is to. His job. His job is to play. Like his job is to play this game.
There you go.
So he decided to go out there and make his career player rank 99 overall and dominate online.
He put in the work.
Without doing a sit up. Yeah, exactly. So salty gamers be salty, but I just wanted to do a quick topic of gamers win all the time, especially the hardcore ones. People tune in for him for a reason, man. Check out Dr. Disrespect on YouTube.
He's
a homie. We stream too on YouTube.
I watched him play Snoop Dogg in was it Madden?
Yep. Snoop's actually pretty good at Madden.
Yeah,
too.
he is.
Yeah. But it's not like no knock against those people who play sport games about the whole social boundary thing. But if they understand, if you compare it to like a high school, like you have the jocks and you have the people over like the nerds and who play the RPGs are over there, and like it's literally the same higher like social norm as like a high school. It's funny, but. Knock to them.
That's too funny.
Doc's out there dominating, man. That's what he does.
Respect, that's all I have to say about that.
Absolute respect to Doc.
Yeah. I want to talk about the other elephant in the room for a little bit.
Okay.
The special master, as a result of the search warrant being done on Mar-a-Lago back on August the 8th.
Okay.
So... the Tangerine Terror filed a motion in a district court, a federal district court, to have a special master appointed to look at the things that were taken, to see if there's any privilege and stuff. Now, of course, this is just a delay tactic. Number one, there is no privilege.
None.
There's no presidential privilege, none whatsoever, because we only have one president.
Exactly.
And right now that's Joe Biden.
Right.
And the privilege lies with him. Mm-hmm. And he gets to say what the privilege is.
Exactly.
And he said no.
Right.
And the Supreme Court already said he has no privilege because he's not the president. So that's already been said.
Mm-hmm. Set in stone.
Done.
Yep.
The law has been laid down.
Mm-hmm. No more. No mas of that.
No more. Yeah. So... he goes to Judge Cannon, who, by the way, this is very kind of suspicious.
I was going to ask about this. Yeah, go ahead.
She was appointed during his lame duck presidency to the federal bench.
Mm-hmm. And he runs to her.
And that's who he runs to for this special master, and she gives it to him. Tell me the courts have not become political.
Or corrupt. That's
extremely
kind of
corrupt. Number one,
right.
So we already know that nuclear secrets from another country were recovered.
in his hands.
Right. So, I mean, this is so scary on just our national defense. Mm-hmm. And remember, these documents were recovered from his office. Mm-hmm. He's not even in Mar-a-Lago. He doesn't live there in the summer. But these documents, these top secret documents, are there to where anybody could go in and get it. Like we said, we already know how easy it is to infiltrate Mar-a-Lago. Mm-hmm. You know, and if your name happens to be Rothschild, they'll give you the fucking key to everything.
Basically, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you can't tell me that someone didn't have access and possibly did not go in there and see.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's definitely just like it's an exploit to, like you say, our security. Definitely.
But again, during his lame duck presidency, during the lame duck part of his presidency, which means she was appointed after he lost the election, but before Biden was sworn in on the 20th. Within that 2-month period, that's when she was appointed, and that's who he ran to.
That's weird that there's a little limbo space like that.
You got to have a president at all times.
Well, but why wait 2 months?
Well, I mean, there's
next day.
There's, judges' positions open all the time. Especially look at immigration. Look at the immigration problem we have because we don't have enough judges on the bench.
Right.
So there's so many judges' seats to be filled. But just this one to me smells a little fishy. Like, hey, you be loyal to me because I'm the one who nominated you to be on this bench.
Right, absolutely.
Mobster stuff. And
like
she
I said,
okay.
Running to her with his tail behind his leg.
But now let's go back to this special master in national defense.
Yeah, what is that?
Because
can you explain the special master?
A special master, that's someone who oversees the documents that were taken and decides what should be admissible and what's not admissible.
Okay. So she's trying to give him privilege to dismiss him from being in trouble. Basically.
From say none of these documents you should be able to use. Like all these documents give back to the Tangerine Terror. That's what the special master kind of has the power to do.
How does she have the privilege over everybody else to be able to do something like that?
She's the judge.
But everyone else said no, like you said earlier. Why is she just able to be like, okay, like Little John?
Because just because you're a judge doesn't mean you're smart.
Right. Okay.
and I'll get to that. All right, because I want to say the Department of Justice filed a response to her granting the special master. Mm-hmm. But whoever the special master is, let's say he appoints, who's one of his toadies that hasn't been arrested yet? Like Pat Cipollone. Or somebody else, another sleazy lawyer that worked for him. And they're the special master because they're the lawyer and they know the law and they know what should and should not be gone through by the Department of Justice. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Okay.
How does that person get to look at that material and not have a top secret clearance to look at this shit? We are putting our national security at risk by allowing this shit. Yeah. And that's what this dumb bitch, Aileen Cannon, that's who the judge is. Mm-hmm. That's what she has put in motion. Now, thank God the DOJ said pretty much, fuck you. And I'm paraphrasing because we have,
Right.
Yeah, so we want to use this information, and if you say no, based on the information we just talked about, national security, we're going to the 11th Circuit, which means we're going over your head and we're going to appeal your decision, and they've already filed it.
Really?
No judge, like you said. Why would she do it? The law's already been said.
Right.
She's going to get smacked the fuck down by the 11th Circuit saying, what the hell are you thinking?
I hope so. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. Like,
we all are.
Who's able to say no and give her the slap on the wrist?
And if the 11th Circuit says no, then it goes to the D.C. Court of Appeals.
Okay.
And so then the step after that is the Supreme Court.
Jesus. So it's a process for it to get there.
And that also means that
no
right now, because this is being litigated, the FBI, the Department of Justice, can't continue their investigation until by Monday, the Tangerine Terror and his group have to file their motion to say, no, we still want a special master. And if they do that, it's going to the 11th Circuit.
Okay, so there's still like a pre-process to this whole
there's
post-process.
A system, and it's all a delay tactic, and that's what he does.
Okay.
Every time you win something, he'll file a motion to say, no, you can't do that, and we'll go through the process all over again, and that's how he skated
It's like
around.
a stalling process.
That's all he does is stall.
That's interesting. I never thought of it that way. Okay. So what a scheme. That's so dirty.
Yeah.
So the odds of them saying yes are,
in my opinion, when it goes to the 11th Circuit, I think the odds are that there's no way that they will sustain Judge Cannon's decision.
Okay. No, that's what I'm trying to say. We need some kind of no system when we talk about our governed systems. We've been talking and preaching on the show here. Like, where's that? No, you can't do that. That's stupid. What?
Now, and again, so this information on another country's nuclear information, besides the United States, there's only 8 other countries in the world, so it's not going to be that kind of hard to narrow down.
Gotcha.
Whose information they have.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because you have our adversaries like Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, possibly Pakistan. You never know what they're doing. No. And then you have the United States, Great Britain, France, Israel, and India.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and if you need nukes, don't worry about it. We have the trifecta. I'm missing the actual term for it, but it means we have nuclear capability from the air,
water, and sea. Land and sea. Okay.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from.
Right.
Earth, wind, and fire. Fire.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean that's good to know that we have a process that will delay this, but prevent it at the same time. That's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta have that protective skin barrier that keeps us from getting sick, man.
Once, and this is what I believe, I think that the Department of Justice is going to take their case for criminal indictment to the grand jury once the 11th Circuit knocks this down, because once you get that shit in court, in criminal court, where he's never really been, it's always been civil, fuck you. You can't delay a motherfucking thing. You want to file a motion? I'm the judge overseeing the case, and I'm ruling on it. And now the trial continues.
Okay.
What happens in criminal court, if you want to make all these appeals because you think you're right, you lose your fucking trial. After that, you appeal your conviction. But during that time, your ass is locked up in jail.
Got it, yeah.
So you can't delay that shit in criminal court. Once we get past this, I believe Merrick Garland's going to say, fuck this, indict. And once the indictment has been handed down, all that delay tactic shit is out the window.
Everything's done. Okay, cool. Okay, so good. As long as that's taken care of, man, because that is frightening. That is a frightening tactic right there. He's able to just go and do that and have somebody just say yes and nobody else is, again, not... It's my same take about it all over again. I'm just repeating myself. But, like, it's that scary that this man is still yet trying to overthrow the government. And not only that, find loopholes within the government to keep him from getting in trouble.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the wild card with the 11th Circuit. It is an extremely conservative circuit.
Oh, God. So you're saying there is a chance.
And you know, let's make this even more fun.
Oh, God.
The Supreme Court Justice overseeing the 11th Circuit is Uncle Clarence Thomas.
Oh, God. Mr. Tom himself.
Yeah.
God damn it. So Daddy, help me.
You know, so, yeah.
Oh, my God. No
yeah.
way. Now,
I believe the indictment is coming, and it's coming quickly. They're not going to pussyfoot around with this.
No, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, no, I'm hoping that it's going to be cracked down and that it doesn't turn out to be something like that.
I mean, if I was Attorney General, that's what would happen. But you know me. I'm not very tactful. I'm shoot from the hip.
Yep, absolutely. Nope. Anyways, we got to get into our dumbass of the day.
Man.
Or week. Or
dumbass
whatever
of the week, yeah.
Yeah, I actually have mine if you want me to go first.
Go ahead.
So mine is more for the conservative don't say gay states out there because they're killing off very joyous things that people do celebrate. There's something called GDQ. Hold on there, man. There's a thing
First time today.
Yeah, there's a thing called GDQ. It's called Games Done Quick. It's a stream where people actually play games as fast as possible and speed run them. And the things that people do with these games are absolutely insane. There's one called an infinite Mario hop to go upstairs, where if you hit A fast enough and do a certain movement with Mario going backwards, you can hop upstairs a lot faster than it takes for you to walk upstairs, and it cuts time. People actually time themselves to complete games.
Right.
They find loopholes within games that blow your mind, that rush them through certain parts of the game that
It takes the fun away out of it for me.
It does, but that's also the fun about it. It's a competition to see who does it faster. So if people who enjoy that get to enjoy it, and then they go and try to do games fast. It doesn't. People go in and yes, try to find the loopholes and things, sure. But like I don't go and turn into GDQ to do things fast or anything in games. I play games my own speed. People do it their own way, right? Now, but these people,
it's a game.
right now, I'm not. They are not my dumbasses of the week, though. I'm here saying this in support of them because like I said, the states that have the "Don't Say Gay" law that is going on is preventing them from hosting their tournaments there. So Florida is one recent venue to where they have been having to go online instead of having to have their venues.
Fuck DeSantis.
Yeah, they can't have a venue in Florida because they're heavily supported in the trans community. They even have trans speedrunners. So it's a community. It's a bunch of people who all support each other for something that they love and do, but they can't have their celebration for it. Just like having an NBA game, they can't. Yeah. They couldn't do it because they were their own way. They couldn't do it because they had trans people involved. So they had to go online to do it and to take it away from people who in Florida who would love to go and watch GDQ. So fuck the dumbass. Don't say gay law because that is my dumbass of the week, the actual law itself.
I like that law as a dumbass.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Dumbass move America.
You know, it's like, you can't order people to be like you.
No.
I'm not gay, so don't say it.
Right.
Fuck you.
I don't care. Like, be you. That's my take in life. Be yourself. That's the American way, right? You need to be free to be yourself.
Well, I was always taught to believe.
Well, these people can't be themselves and play video games at a venue because of who they are. That's the bottom line.
You know, and again, these so-called Christians, these people they look down on, must be the least of their brethren. And what did Christ say in the red letters about, the least of my brethren?
What's that?
Whatever you have done for the least of my brethren, you have done for me.
Exactly. We break bread here at Uncle all the time.
Yes. It's not my fault. I was given 5 loaves and 2 fishes.
Right, but shout out to the GDQ community. I'm sorry you guys didn't get your live venue in Florida, but hopefully you guys have a better turnout in other places that support you for who you are.
Yes. And my dumbass of the week is Dennis Prager.
Okay, go ahead.
He's an old white man, white hair. I mean, he's a white man, right? Definitely believes that America should be run by the white man, not the white woman, not anybody else but the white man. This is white America, and everything is going to be white, and you get the picture, right?
Yeah.
So this dumbass said the problem with America is women. Because they cannot control their emotions.
Well, I'm a man and I can't control my own emotions. The fuck does that mean?
Men are superior, especially if you're a white man. So you're the problem because you're not a white man.
That's ridiculous. I mean, yeah,
that was my interpretation anyway.
Exactly. Well, I didn't think about it that way. So I'm so I don't think straight up like that. But yeah, I'm also included in that category. Yeah.
You know, definitely. I mean, anybody is going to be confronted with stuff. I mean, there are times I think back in my life when I had confrontation in front of me, and I let it go because I'm not bragging, but I know what I'll do to somebody. And I don't want that on my hands or on my conscience.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
You know, that is... Yeah, fuck you, Dennis Prager. You're a dumbass.
Absolutely. Put them on the wall. Boom!
Yes.
We got to get plaques.
Anyway.
That's all the time we have for today.
Yeah. I'm Gene.
I'm Zane.